Welcome back to Real Florida Magazine.
Welcome back here today again on the beautiful campuses of Florida Panhandle Technical College. Here right now with Donna Prather, Director of Teen Court here in Washington County. Donna, no stranger to the show, has been on before, but the biggest story here is that the young adults who may make improper decisions, who may make the wrong choices, depending on the severity of that offense, have the opportunity, sitting before a jury of their peers, to sort of wash that slate, to get a fresh start. Teen Court allowing them that opportunity. If you're a regular viewer of the show, you certainly know the story. If not, you're in for a treat. This is really a compelling story and one you're not going to want to miss. We'll be right back. Welcome back. As mentioned today, our guest is Donna Prather, Director of Washington County Teen Court. You're in pain, and I'm sorry for that, but thank you for taking the opportunity to come.
My pleasure.
I know you're not feeling that well today, but thanks for being here. I appreciate you taking the time.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Washington County Teen Court, again, we've spoken about the organization in the past. We've actually had Chris Patterson on, Judge Patterson.
Yeah.
We've had some of the other members. We've had Joe Taylor on, and Superintendent of Washington County Schools, talking about all that is teen court. Mm-hmm. Before we get started and I start asking a bunch of improper questions, you mentioned that the Washington County Teen Court was the subject recently of a study. You can't really talk a lot about it, but talk in broad strokes about why we can't talk about some of the specifics about the teen court right now.
We were very pleased to have been chosen by an organization to do a study, and so there is a patent on us. So it'll be anonymous, Teen Court in North Florida, and so in the next 3 years, information will be distributed as it's produced through the study that they did, a qualitative analysis on our program and the effects of procedural justice and how it affects juveniles. And so we're honored, silently honored.
Yeah, and we all have known for a while what a good job you do with Teen Court, and now you're patented.
Yes.
And so we can't share you with the rest of the world, which is not a bad thing.
No.
Donna, we've talked in the past about Teen Court and about that opportunity sometimes for a young adult who may have made some of those improper decisions. More importantly, probably making the same decisions that all of us made at that age. The difference was they got caught.
Right, and times have changed.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. Zero tolerance about lots of things.
Yes.
Certainly as it enters the school system, zero tolerance, weapons and language and what used to be kidding around and joking about this or that, or I'm going to blow up the school, or I'm going to kill you. Those things will put you in jail now. They'll certainly get you suspended from school.
Most definitely.
I think the pendulum has swung a little too far, in my opinion.
Yes.
We can't seem to get ourselves into a mindset where we can make individual decisions. So instead, we whitewash it, and nonetheless, and we're not going to change that. And policy is what it is. How that pertains to teen court, however, is that if somebody does something, in this case, a young adult, and let's start with that. What age group is addressed by teen court?
We addressed between the ages of 8 and 18 if the charges occurred when they were 17. But beyond that, the one thing that's nice about our program is that it is Washington County Teen Court, so it is geared towards Washington County. The nice things about teen courts in the United States is that each county can gear to the specific needs of their community, their families, their students. And the nice thing about that is our specific program is not governed by state or federal guidelines, so we can go even more personal. We can get the children, for instance, to be more involved in their community service, and we can suggest them changing their environment, going to church, things like that actually really makes a difference with each individual family, where you have just restrictions, but we can be more specific, more personal. We've also decided that since we do not get paid per case, we have in the last 4 years, and especially this past year, focused on prevention. And what I mean by that is before it ever becomes an arrest. When a parent says, I just don't know what to do with my teenager.
So that's a major change.
Huge change.
As far as my knowledge is concerned.
We have really devoted and focused, especially not on the arrest. When we handle the arrest, we still handle the arrest exactly the way we've been doing for 19 years now. But now in this past year, we have focused on prevention. Specifically in prevention. And we have officers give out our phone numbers. We open up the office at all hours of the night, day, weekends, holidays, because it's not a job conducive to Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. That's not what children are in school. Summer vacation, we did 150 prevention cases, not cases because they're not cases.
But typically in the past, you've been closed during the summer.
We stay open during the summer, but we've been focusing on community service projects and more children's projects. Now we focus on prevention. You know, we were always focused on prevention in the summer, but now we have just devoted basically the entire program to prevention.
We've had the fortune of working with you over the last few years. We've done some work for you. Had the opportunity to sit in on one of your board meetings. Was totally surprised and taken aback by the people who were on that board.
Oh, yes.
You have attorneys, you have business people, judges, working blue-collar people, a cross-section veritably of the community, which makes total sense. You're working with a cross-section demographically of these children. That board should be made up of the same ilk.
And it is. We have also school board superintendent, counselors, we have law enforcement, both the sheriff's office and the police department. So we have an amazing board to choose from that just can encompass the needs of Washington County.
What brought you to the attention of the Tallahassee group that did this study? Obviously, you're doing good things. Also, often, no matter how good you do, you sort of fall, under the radar. What brought you to the attention of that group?
They found us. Yeah, they did research on the other teen courts in the state of Florida, and they had a specific direction they were looking for. And they came to us and said that, this is what we need. We need someone or a program that devotes their attention to children specifically. And it's not just the children that are in need, but it's also our volunteers. A lot of people forget that aspect of it, and we really focus on that's part of prevention. If you can get the children involved in organizations, whether it's the Explorers or SWAT or Teen Court or all of the various programs that they have, we have a smaller county, so our resources for children are limited. And the more we can keep children involved in activities, and that's one reason we had mentioned church, for community service, because children, our county is very limited. And, so any nonprofit organization, we encourage our students to do their community service if it's a sanction. But now for the students, as far as the volunteers, our students learn in our courtroom the various aspects of the courts, the Explorers, do security. We have the clerk who assists the judge. We have the jurors who are well trained in actually Florida law and how to implement a fair sentence based on testimony. And our attorneys learn opening, closing, submission of evidence, objectionary rules of law, cross-examination, redirect. We call witnesses to the stand, so we go beyond the defendant. So our courtroom actually takes on the actual courtroom atmosphere and trains our children accordingly. And that's where we differ from probably the United States in general as far as teen court. So our children are very well versed. Knowledge is power, and children shouldn't be limited. And it's amazing just to see them grow through the years. And we try not to even limit the age. For a child who can't, no, they can. There's always we can. And self-esteem has a lot to do with developing a child. So in that aspect, it makes it very, for our adult volunteers, and I do want to mention our adult volunteers are very strong in our program. We're not required by state or federal because we're not governed by that. We do private donations. But all of our adults are level 2 clearance. They choose to be. And they come from a broad aspect like our board of directors as well. Our volunteers are either nurses, law enforcement, correction, Army National Guard, or just Washington County citizens.
Here today with Donna Prather, Director of Washington County Teen Court. I think Donna said it all. If you want more information, that phone number for their office here in Chipley is on the screen. You can certainly find them on Facebook, Washington County Teen Court. A great opportunity to get involved. If you've got a child who needs some sort of attention, if you're at your wit's end, this may just be the source for a little bit of help. We'll be right back.
Thank you.